Hey guys, Dr. Brown here with Kubo Math coming to you from Tarlac City, Philippines. And tonight, or actually today, I may melt because the fans are off and it's still in the daytime here in the Philippines and it is hot. So, this is Algebra 2, simplifying rational expressions. Now you know, if I have a rational number, it's a number that can be expressed as the quotient of two integers. Okay, having said that, when is this expression undefined? Well, if b equals 0, then I can't divide by 0, so that quotient would be undefined at that point. Okay, a rational expression is the quotient of two polynomials. So having said that, okay, when is this one undefined? Well, if x equals 0, again, 2 times 0 is 0. I cannot divide by 0. This one would be undefined. In this equation, it's undefined when either a or b or both equals 0. So that would be an example of when they're undefined. So the other piece of this would be, how can we reduce certain equations and work with them, but be cautious when they're undefined? So let's take this expression. X minus 2 divided by x to the second power minus 5x plus 6. Okay, when is the denominator equal 0? Hey, we've been doing factoring lately. Well, let's just factor that and check it out. Okay, x times x gives me x to the second power. Now I'm looking for the factors of 6 that add together to give me a negative 5. Well, the factors of 6 are 6 and 1, 2 and 3. Let's work with these 2 and 3's. Plus, let's see, negative 2 can't be plus. Negative 2, negative 3. Negative times negative is positive. 2 times 3 is 6, so that works. If I add those two together, I get a negative 5. So let's multiply the diagonals. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Add those two together, I get a negative 5x. X times x is x squared. Negative 2 times negative 3 is a positive 6. So that works. So I end up with x minus 2. So let's work over here. I have in my numerator already x minus 2. And now in my denominator, x minus 2 times x minus 3. Okay. So I can't have x equals 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. So x cannot equal 2. X equals 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. So x cannot equal 3. But I also can reduce, since this is simplifying rational expressions. Let's simplify. So I end up with 1 over x minus 3. Okay, so our factoring came in handy to let us know when the expression is undefined, and we can reduce that to a much simpler equation. Okay, all right, let's move on to our next one. 3x minus 12 divided by 3x. Well, what to do? Okay, we already can see when x is equal 0, it's undefined. So let's see if we can factor the numerator. So 3x, I can factor out 3 out of this, minus 4 over 3 times x. Okay, so 3x minus 12. Now the 3's will cancel, and I'm left with x minus 4 over x. Okay, again, x cannot equal 0. All right, not so bad. Factoring, when in doubt, factor, factor, factor. Okay. All right, 2 minus a divided by a to the second power minus 4. Well, I can immediately see that this is the difference between two squares. So let me, 2 minus a And this gives me a minus 2 and a plus 2. So that's a times, we'll FOIL this. A times a is a to the second power plus 2a minus 2a minus 4. So the 2a is cancel, a squared minus 4. Okay, so that works. Well, it's still not as simple as I like for it to be. Oh, I have an opportunity here. I can take a negative 1 out of this. So if I were to put a negative 1 out, that makes that a negative, that a positive. So I have negative times negative gives me, well, wait a minute. Let me go back to what I had before. 2 minus a. Let's pull this guy over here. So I take a negative 1 out, and I need to change the sign of everything here. So that makes a plus and a negative. So it gives me a minus 2. Okay? So now then, I've got negative a minus 2 divided by, a minus 2, this is working out good here, and a plus 2. So that these cancel, and I end up with negative 1 over a plus 2. So minus a positive is my kryptonite. You can see my kryptonite almost got me there. Okay. All right. So obviously a can't, if we go back to here, a can't be 2 and a can't be negative 2. Have to be careful there. Okay. So that was a good problem on reversing the sign by pulling out a negative 1. All right, 8 minus 2x divided by x to the second power minus 8x plus 6. Oh, that's not obvious either, is it? That's 16, sorry, 16. Now it's more obvious. Okay, so negative 4 and negative 4 times each other give me a positive 16. They add together, give me a negative 8. So then x times x. Negative 4 times x is minus 4x. Negative 4 times x minus 4x. Add those together gives me negative 8x. X times x is x to the second power. Negative 4 times negative 4 is a positive 16. So that's what I needed. So I have x minus 4, x minus 4. So let's see. Let's go 8 minus 2x divided by x minus 4 times, it's squared. So it's x minus 4 times x minus 4. As a matter of fact, let me just get this out of the way so we can keep working straight down here. So I have 8 minus 2x over x minus 4 to the second power. So let's factor out a 2 out of that. So 2 times 4 minus x. And that's over x minus 4 to the second power. Oh, I need to factor a negative 1 out of that also. So 2 times negative 2 times x minus 4. So negative 2 times x gives me a negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 4 gives me this positive 8 that I would have here. Okay, so that works, and that's divided by x minus 4 squared. I'll just write it down twice. One of those cancels, and it leaves me with negative 2 over x minus 4. So that's how we reduce that. So obviously x cannot equal 4 in this case. It would be undefined. Okay, but it reduced, well, it's still obviously x can't equal 4. All right. And we are rolling. Maybe I'm moving a little bit fast because it's so hot in here. All right, 2x minus 5 divided by 3x squared minus 4x plus 1. Oh, that's not obvious at all, is it? When does that denominator equal 0? When in doubt, do what? Factor. Okay, when in doubt, factor. What are the factors of 3x to the second power? Well, it's 3x and x. Okay. All right, what are the factors of 1 is 1 and 1, but they have to add together to give me a negative 4. Okay, so if I have a negative 1 and a negative 1, and I multiply the diagonals, negative 1 times 3x is negative 3x. Negative 1 times x is negative x. Add those together, that's a negative 4x. That's plus 1. X times 3x is 3x to the second power. So 3x squared minus 4x plus 1. And those factors of that would be 3x minus 1 and x minus 1. Okay, 2x minus 5. Okay, let me get rid of this. Okay, so I have 3x minus 1 could equal 0, or x minus 1 could equal 0. 3x minus 1 equals 0. 3x equals 1. X, well, if we divide both sides by 3, x equals 1/3. Okay, in this case 1 minus 1 would be 0. So x, if it equals 1/3 or x equals 1, those would be the two areas this equation is undefined. And I don't think I can do anything to reduce that any farther. Okay. So this was just a brief tutorial in simplifying rational expressions by understanding two things. One was factoring, so we can reduce them, but secondly, knowing when they're undefined. Those are the two things that will help you in simplifying rational expressions to know if they're legitimate or they have no meaning when x equals 0 in the denominator or not. So hopefully this helps. Keep studying, studying, studying. As we say every video, learn the rules and then be able to apply them. So in this case, a lot of factoring. So practice your factoring and keep those skills sharp. Hey, together let's build a better tomorrow, and let's do that through use of math. So have a great evening, and we'll talk to you next time. Thank you.